night.
All right. But then, that's your part. But then a storm came up. The wind was blowing.
That's our part.
Okay, now I need my waves. Who's playing waves up here? Waves have to come up here and wave.
We have to wave. We have some more waves. Where's the rest of our waves?
Anybody come on up and be waves.
Come on, Wade. You can be a wave. Oh, you're a squirt.
Yeah,
All right, come on, Grant.
Wade is a spray.
You want Grant?
Oh, the sprayers. Sprayers, come up.
Okay.
Sprayers are over here. Sprayers are over here. Okay? And, okay, so the waves were waving. Water was everywhere.
Sprayers.
The disciples, yeah, save some water for later. The disciples started to get worried. They looked right. They had the right. They looked left. They chewed their fingernails. But that didn't help. So they lowered the sails and they manned the oars. Oh, we've got oars now. See the oars? They are not very good oars, are they? We need an oar in front here. Okay. And, yeah.
We're pulling down the Amazon.
And Peter said,
It's not a fit night out for man nor beast.
and Jesus was asleep. They did pretty well for a while, but then it kept getting worse. The wind was whistling. Right there, that should scare you.
In more ways.
The waves were waving enthusiastically.
Oh my God.
Water was everywhere.
Spraying them again.
The fish were jumping. By the way, you may notice there's some discrepancies between this and the Bible's story. Quite a few. The disciples got even more worried. They looked right. They looked left. They chewed their fingernails. They even tried to chew their toenails.
Ooh.
But that didn't help, so they manned the oars and they started bailing. Buckets. Oh, there's
Good job.
They blew up their floaties.
Also a little.
Yeah, that's in the Bible.
And Peter said,
It's not a fit night out for man nor beast.
and Jesus was asleep. Well, they weren't really doing so well anymore. But then it got worser. Who wrote this?
You did.
The wind was humming. It didn't know the words. The waves were waving with both hands. Water was everywhere. Bigger fish were jumping. Salmon. The disciples got even more worried. They looked right. They looked left. They chewed their fingernails. They even tried to chew their toenails. But that didn't help, so they forgot about the oars. Fight over the floaties. And Peter said,
It's not a fit night out for man nor beast.
and Jesus was asleep. Well, things were really awful. But then things got the worstest they could. Worstest. Yeah, worstest. It's not a word. The wind wasn't blowing anymore. It wasn't whistling anymore. It wasn't humming anymore. It was chuckling. The waves weren't just waving, they were doing the wave. Water was everywhere.
He's still blowing up the floaty.
The panfish were jumping. The redfish were jumping. The disciples got even more worried. They looked right. They looked left. They chewed their fingernails. They even tried to chew their toenails. But that didn't help, so they forgot about the bailing. They hung on to their floaties. They figured it was about time to pray. And Peter said,
It's not a fit night out for man nor beast.
and Jesus was asleep. Well, the disciples went to Jesus and they woke him.
Jesus, wake up. Jesus.
And they got ready for their first big line. You know what your first big line is? Remember it? Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Got it? Okay. Okay. And ready. 1, 2, 3.
Lord, save us. We're going to drown.
And Jesus said, you to the disciples?
What's all the worry? Why the panic?
Floaties? Did they even have floaties back then? No. And Jesus said, to the wind.
No more blowing or whistling or humming or chuckling.
And to the waves.
No more waving or splashing. Or squirting. or doing the wave.
And Jesus said, to you and me.
Do not be afraid. I am with you always.
And the wind stopped. And the waves stopped. And the disciples got ready for their next big line. You know the next big line? Okay, you got it. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Who is this man?
That was great. Right. We know, don't we? He is Jesus, God's Son. We know, don't we?
He is Jesus, God's Son.
And one more time, we know, don't we?
He is Jesus, God's Son.
King of kings and Lord of lords, glory, hallelujah.
of Lords, glory. Hallelujah. King of kings and Lord of lords, glory. Hallelujah. King of Prince of Peace, glory. Hallelujah. Jesus, Prince of Peace, glory. Hallelujah. Reigning kings and Lord of lords, glory. Hallelujah. King of kings and Lord of lords, glory. Hallelujah. Jesus, Prince of Peace, glory. Hallelujah. Jesus, Prince of Peace, glory. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Reyes, señores, señores, gloria. Aleluya. Jesús, príncipe de paz, gloria. Aleluya. Jesús, príncipe de paz, gloria. Aleluya. Rey de Reyes, señores, gloria. Aleluya. Rey de Reyes, señores, señores, gloria. Aleluya. Jesus, Prince of Paz, gloria. Aleluya. Jesus, Prince of Paz, gloria. Aleluya. I can't do this.
Stop trying to sing.
Aleluya. Aleluya. Jesus, Prince of Peace, gloria. Aleluya. Jesus, Prince of Paz, gloria. Aleluya.
Right.